Welcome to the Final Fantasy trading card game. In this video, I'll be going over the different types of cards and their descriptions. The Final Fantasy trading card game consists of two players who take turns playing cards with the goal to inflict damage upon your opponent. The first to either receive 7 damage or deplete their deck and be unable to draw a card will lose the game. In the game, there are 3 types of cards. The first are forwards that are played in the front row. These are used for attacking your opponent in various ways as well as defending. They are your front line to protecting the player from receiving damage. Second are backups. They are played in the back row. They are multi-use cards for generating crystal points and activating various abilities. Some cards will help shield your character from damage, while others will help remove obstacles in your way from attacking. The third are summons. They're normally one-time ability cards that are discarded soon after being played. Each one has different abilities from giving you boosts to causing great damage, helping you clear a path to attack the player directly. The 3 types of cards in your deck are forwards, backups, and summons. Although they have different purposes, they have many similar traits. For this example, we will use the forward 6-drop Cloud. Starting in the upper left corner is a crystal as well as a number. Each card has a crystal of one of 8 colors: fire, ice, wind, earth, lightning, water, and 2 colorless elements of light and dark. The number represents the amount of crystal points required to play the card onto the field. We will go into those more in detail in a later video. To its right is the card's name and self-explanatory. The face of the card is an image of the character or creature it represents. Card type will be indicated just below on the left side of the card. For example, this card is a forward. This is where it will say either forward, backup, or summon. In the middle is the job or class of the card. Some card abilities call on cards with a specific job listed here in order to be performed. On the far right indicates the origin of the card. Various Roman numerals and initials represent the different Final Fantasy games that the character came from. The lower portion of the card is where the abilities of the card are described. Some describe abilities that are activated as the card comes into play, while some are conditions that must be followed in order to be applied. Special abilities are usually at the player's discretion on when to use them due to having a cost to play them. Icons on the card before an ability's description are the cost required to play the move. For example, Cloud's ability Clim Hazard has 4 requirements to be performed. The first icon is an S, meaning special move. This requires a card of the same name to be discarded from your hand in order to perform this attack. This can be a duplicate of the card you're holding or another with the same name. Second is an icon representing the fire element. Like the crystals in the corner, each emblem corresponds to either a cost of 1 fire, ice, wind, earth, lightning, water, light, or dark crystal point. For this, you need to generate and pay 1 fire crystal point to cover it. The third icon is a colorless cost. This requires 1 crystal point from any element. Should the number be higher, you must pay the cost equal to it. If you come across an X cost, you must follow the instructions of the card and decide how many points to allocate to it in order to pay for it. Finally, the last one is the dulling icon. This means you must dull the card by turning it sideways. This movement will be used often in the game to mean the card has performed an action or has been expended for the turn. Once you have paid all the requirements, the Klimhazard ability can be performed. Be sure to read each card, as they may differ in costs and what they can do. Note that there are abilities that your opponent can do to stop your attacks in mid-action. We will go over those in another video. As this example is a forward card, it will have a number in the bottom right corner that can range from 1,000 to 9,000. This is your attacking power that you can deal to your opponent when you choose to attack. This number also represents your card's current hit points or health. In play, there are all kinds of backup abilities and penalties to affect your power, health, as well as your opponent's power and health. We'll be going over attacks and who can attack who first in a later video. Some cards may have an icon in the upper right corner. This backup card has a 3-card icon. This means that you can have up to 3 copies of this card on the field at one time. If this icon is not on the card, then only 1 card with its name can be on the field at a time. A card with an EX in the corner is an X-Burst. This is a special ability that is activated when a card goes to the damage zone. When a player receives a point of damage, they draw a card from their deck and place it in the damage zone. A normal card will simply be counted as a point. However, if a card with an X-Burst is placed in the damage zone, then its ability is automatically activated without needing to pay any cost and takes effect immediately. In this example, Odin's X-Burst allows you to choose 1 forward on the field and break it, which sends it to the break zone or discard pile. Remember that outside of this scenario, a card with an X-Bird played from your hand must pay the crystal point cost and follow the instructions on the card. This concludes the first video on the Final Fantasy trading card game. Be sure to like and subscribe for more video tutorials coming soon. Thanks for watching.